Hey, what's up, yo? I hit the right button. How's life out there? I can tell you it's really cold in the here. I mean, it's just negative 12 outside. That's what's up. Be the second time I did negative 12. At least this time I got hard surface. Last time it was a homemade tent, but I had my pit bull with me. You know what I mean? That was nice. That made a difference. I miss my old Pugsley. But, yeah, it's out here looking for some conversation, man. Y'all probably huddled up in your beds under your covers with your heaters on. Talk to a brother. Look for somebody to say something. See how it is. See what the business is. Should probably have my glasses on so I can read any comments, but they freeze up and frost over and shit, so it's really no purpose. Anybody else out here in the cold? Anybody curious as how it goes out in the cold? Anybody have some experience? Anybody? Yeah. I'm not gonna stay on here long. I ain't killing my freaking batteries. Because batteries don't stay in cold like this. You talking negative degrees? Yeah, your phone don't want to stay. Your battery chargers don't want to stay. Your flashlights don't want to stay. Your car don't even want to stay. So I ain't gonna stay on there too long, but I'd like to strike up a conversation if possibly could. If anybody would ever show some interest. I mean, I know everybody's self-absorbed and shit, but you see all that white above me? That's ice. That's all ice. And I ain't talking about the motherfuckers trying to come take people away. I'm talking ice, ice. Baby. Too cold. Too cold. And so I basically got a fiberglass eagle. What's the deal? Nobody ever anywhere. I don't know. I always be out here playing, trying to talk to people. Never get too many responses, you know, which when you're a person like me, you don't reach out, you don't cry, you don't complain, you don't bitch, you don't moan. You don't really expect people to look out. But eventually you get lonely, and then by that time you're like, I don't want to say outcast, but like the connection's lost, I guess. I don't know. Guess that's about the best way I could say it off the top of my head. But yeah, here the whole world's supposed to be at my fingertips, right? Millions of people scrolling right past this shit. And I'm just looking for a single human to strike up a conversation with. I don't know. Seems a little backwards, don't it? But yeah, I'm gonna stay on there for a couple more. I ain't trying to kill my flashlights. Uh, no one ever checks these out. No one ever watches them long after they're posted or anything anyway. So don't even really matter. But to all y'all out there, if anybody ever sees this, technology has robbed us of human interaction. The true feeling of love, the true conversations with context. You know, we can text anybody anything, but there's no context. There's no how it was said, the way the words were used. I could text anybody in the world right now, fuck you. Now, depending on if they know me, they don't, how they know me, it could be taken 15 to 25 different ways because there's no context in text. But yet with technology, there has been no human interaction. We've been robbed of that. And now we're being forced to interact with artificial intelligence. Now, see, they say the breakdown of the family nucleus, right, was to break down the family. Because parents can't be parents when there's no communication between them, when there's a rift between them. No house divided can stand, no castle divided can stand. This is known. And then one would leave and the other would stay. Or the one would get the kids, the other one had to visit, so on and so forth. There is the dividends. There's the division. So now there's a whole lack of communication. And this is where the downfall was really in, I want to say, in the last 50 years. But then again, back then, that was a different thing. The men that did come home were coming home from war. They sometimes in life you see and go through things that change you. And it changed the dynamic of the American household. But now we're so divided there. It's all single households. You know, siblings don't talk, families don't talk. There ain't, yeah, you lucky if your family has a freaking family reunion once every 5 years. Family reunions are funerals anymore. And it's sad. I can't stand it. But now we're all confiding in computers, artificial intelligence. Boys didn't grow up to be men, didn't learn how to take a punch because they didn't have fathers. So they had to grab the gun. Because they're afraid to get punched in the fucking face like a man. But there's different opinions there. But anyway, all because of lack of communication, because any man that has lived through anything does not live through it all to hold it to himself. He is supposed to pass down that knowledge to somebody to save them the effort of going through them issues. Nope. Now you just dial up a computer. On that note, like I said, I'm not killing my battery. Y'all have a great night. Peace.